Okay, Yutam, welcome to your video tutorial. Today we are going to revise those three things we looked at, mean, mode, and median. They are what we call the measures of center. Okay, and they tell us the center or the, basically the center, I can't think of a better word to describe it, of our particular data set. There's not really too much to write down today, however, there are a few definitions. The things that you must know, you need to know what these words are. And be able to identify all of them in a particular data set. So the mean is the average. It's a value calculated by dividing the total of a set of numbers by the number of values. Okay, so if you had 2, 4, and 6, okay, what's the mean or the average of 2, 4, and 6? I'd add 6 and 4 to get 10 and 2 to get 12. So I've added up the values and I've divided it by how many they are. 12 divided by 3, 4. Okay, 4 is the mean. Now the mode is the score that appears most often in a data set. Sometimes you might notice in some data sets we have two modes, so two numbers that occur most often. And when you have that, it is called bimodal. Median is the middle number, we've already talked about that. And the range is the difference between the highest and the lowest. That's the final idea that you really kind of need to get a grip on. So for the following data set, find the mean, the mode, and the range. Okay, so the mean. Let's look at this. 2 plus 4 plus 5 plus 8 plus 8 divided by how many scores is there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 divided by 5. So it's the same as saying 27. If I add those all up, divided by 5. If on my calculator I do that, 27 divided by 5, 5.4. Okay, so my first one, my mean, my answer for I is 5.4. Okay, so that's the total. All the values added up, divided by how many there were. Oop, that won't delete. Here we go. Delete. Okay, cool. The mode, which is the most common? Well, that's pretty easy. I can tell that as soon as I get there. 8. Maybe I can't. 8, because there is 2 8s. Okay, and the range. The range is the highest minus the lowest. The highest score is 8, the lowest score is 2, which means my range is 6. Okay, maximum value, subtract lowest value. Let's look at this one. 3, 15, 12, 9, 15, 6, and 8. Okay, so if I add them all up, plus 12, plus 9, plus 12, plus 15, plus 6, plus 8. Okay, divided by how many are there? There is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Pay now or later? I'm excited, you know.
I'm recording this portfolio. Divided by 8. Sorry, everyone, that was Mr. Portelli deciding to just join our maths tutorial. Okay, so I divide it by how many scores there are. If I add them all up, 3, 15, 12, 9, 12, 15, 16, 80. Divided by 8. Okay, now 80 divided by 8, you should not need a calculator. You'll know that the answer is 10. Okay, pretty straightforward, not too complicated. Oh, let me just delete that. So your average or your mean, okay, for this set of data is 10. There's 8 scores altogether. Them added is 80, so your average is 10. There are two modes you might recognize. 12 occurs twice, and so does 15. 15 occurs twice. So we'd actually classify this data as bimodal. Okay, so for the mode, it's bimodal. And the modes are 12 and 15. In terms of the range, that's again the highest minus the lowest. That's 15, subtract 3, which will give me an answer of 12. 15 being my highest, 3 being my lowest. Let's look at these ones. These ones are asking us to find the median. Okay, so the first thing I need to do when finding the median is order the data set. So 1, 2, I'm going to look at this one. 1, 2, 4, 7, 9, 12, 15. Okay, so that's my data set. And if I count 1 from 1 to find the middle number once they're ordered, 7. 7's the median for that data set. And that's pretty straightforward. Guys, it's not too tricky. I'm going to order this data set, and I'll show you where it becomes a little bit harder sometimes. 16, 20, and 21. Okay, so this is 5, 8, 14, 16, 20, 21. I'll go chop one off from either end. Oh, what am I left with? I'm left with 2 in the middle. Okay, and basically what I have to do in order to find the median, if there's no direct middle score, is I add up the 2 in the middle and divided by 2 to get the exact middle number between those two, which is 15. Okay, so the median is the average of the two values if there is two numbers straight in the middle. And that's it, guys. Mean, mode, and median. Pretty straightforward.